Round 3 then of the mini challenge. We already had a double winner this weekend in Sam Weller. Can he make it the perfect weekend? Round 3 of the mini challenge. Paul O'Neill and Richard John Neal in the commentary box.
So here we go then with the mini challenge cars on the grid. Superb looking sight here at Donington Park. Sun is shining and the cars are gleaming as well. But we've got an open door on, that's Lewis Brown's car, isn't it?
Yeah, well spotted. I've just seen it out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, Lewis Brown, he's had a nightmare of a weekend so far, hasn't he?
He has, and it's not looking good for him. Very much tipped to be a championship front runner this year, if not the champion. But I guess you've got to have a few gremlins along the way. And Lewis, who you previously referred to as the garden gnome, just to remind him and you of that fact. He's not going to thank me, is he?
No, he's not. He's grown up a bit since he looked like a garden gnome in Ginetta Juniors. But on board with Jason Lockwood. I wonder what they're going to do. They'll get that car out of the way, hopefully, in time. But yeah, Jason Lockwood on board. Look at that, left foot on the brakes, trying to get the tyre temp across the whole of the carcass and also get the tyres up to temperature. And if I'm right, I can actually hear the turbo wastegate on that car just releasing a bit of pressure.
And this somewhat unusually, seeing Dan Zelos on the front row of the grid is actually the partial reverse. And Dan coming back, I was talking about the, being a brave decision for him to come back and this is one championship you don't really want to have to defend, isn't it? Such is the nature of it.
Yeah, because it's so close, it's very difficult, isn't it? And that's a complete retirement, isn't it, for Lewis? What a nightmare. He was leading the race I watched yesterday.
He was on pole yesterday.
Yeah, on pole. He led it, he was controlling the race, and he was out the way. He was just getting on with it with a few laps to go, and Sam Weller won the race, so such a shame.
So talking about qualifying, let's have a look at the grid for this race. And on pole position, Dan Zelos in the partially reversed grid, top 6 from race 2 reversed. Jason Lockwood alongside. Ronan Pearson is 3rd from Jack Mitchell, then Jack Davidson and Sam Weller in his 2nd season. 2 wins under his belt so far this weekend. Row 4, Robbie Dalgleish and Rue Clark. Jamie Osborne next up with Bradley Gravitt for company. Max Coates and Ethan Hamilton completing row 6. 7th row, there'll be a gap where Lewis Brown should have been. Then it's Keenan Dole, Taylor Whitson and Josh Jackson. Dominic Wheatley, the incoming former champion, of course, of the Mini Coopers, is with us this year. James Griffith alongside him on row 9. And 10th row, Lydia Walmsley and Jerry Ratz. Leo Panayotou next up with Harry Nunn, another former Cooper champion making the move up this year. Then it's Will Hardy and Hannah Chapman completing row 12. 13th row, and we're into the place where the drivers had problems in the earlier race today, and those include Ryan Falconbridge on row 13 with Alex Denning, Joe Tanner, who's having a miserable weekend as well, and Ross Marshall. So it's always doom and gloom when you get to the end of the grid on a race that's based on previous race results, isn't it? And you feel sorry for the guys and girls that have had issues over those ones, but it is a chance for them to come through the field. Max Coates had the issue in race number 1, and he came through in race 2, and he's going to be knocking on the door, hopefully, of a podium for this one for him. So we'll see what he can do. But it's a big field again, and many people were saying to me over the winter, oh, the minis, maybe not many people have registered, but it's a fine grid that the team have put together once again.
Yeah, it happens quite a lot, that. There's always that speak about, people not registering for championships, but people have got other things to do, so they always get it done. The cars on the dummy grid and this grid now look absolutely amazing. This should be an absolute belter of a race.
So we've got Dan Zelos on pole, the Davanti car, then the orange machine to his right, Jason Lockwood, as we look at them. He's with our onboard camera, getting ready for the start of the 3rd race of the 2022 season. It's been a fascinating weekend for the JCW Quaife Mini Challenge runners this weekend. Engine notes are starting to rise, the red lights are on. Out we go. Zelos has done this many times before. Pearson's having a look up the inside in the yellow and white car, trying to get 2nd place. This could be a big race here for Ronan Pearson, challenging Lockwood for 2nd. Is he going to get this done as he goes down to Redgate? He's got the line, and Lockwood's got to brave it out on the outside. Now, this is the moment where we get a few cars usually spearing off. One car heading over onto the dirt, but managing to do it, and it's a trio for the lead as it come down into the old hairpin for the first time. Zelos mastered it. Still, Pearson and Lockwood side by side, and Pearson looks like he's got that run.
Yeah, great start that wasn't it? Sam Weller again making an excursion across the grass. 3 times in 3 corners he's been across the grass. The car bouncing up and down, but he's still side by side with Mitchell. Mitchell made an awful start. I was watching outside the comms box. That Weir-sponsored car, a green and black car, was terrible off the line, but he's still back in the mix. But look at the top 3, Richard. They're so close.
Yeah, Mitchell third in the standings after 2 races, and he knows this is a long enough one for him to climb himself up with the top runners, but here they come. So Lockwood second, really putting pressure on Dan Zelos at the moment. Here comes Lockwood, looks to the outside. Ronan Pearson going wider still. This is going to be not side by side as they go into the chicane, but that was Lockwood really giving notice of intent, harrying the race leader, putting him under pressure. Zelos, the defending champion, the number 1 on the car. Here comes Pearson having a go. Looking to the inside is Lockwood. Jack Mitchell trying to close up as well. Weller is back in 5th place, but here comes Pearson. Now with Accelerate Motorsport, goes round the outside. Is he going to get this? In car with Lockwood, side by side. Pearson's got the lead. Lockwood's going to get into second, and Dan Zelos down to third.
What an amazing opportunistic move around the outside. Ronan Pearson takes the lead. Lockwood followed him through, and Dan Zelos, I've got to say, he was very respectful and didn't even try and squeeze them on the grass. Great stuff. On board with Lockwood, and this is where the action is right now. So smooth he is on board. Look at him, just nice and steady with the steering. And then look at this now. Ronan Pearson is just saying to him, did you see that? He said, come on, let's go. Let's just get away from the pack. There was hand movement from Ronan's car. I don't even think you need to do it. Look at the exit he's had. This is brilliant stuff from Ronan Pearson. Come on, boy.
Now, this may be a partially reverse grid race, but do you know what? Any of those drivers that were in the reverse, the top 6, all capable of taking race wins. Now we've got the move down the inside. Jack Mitchell grabs 3rd position, and Zelos is going backwards at the moment. Watch for Weller. Weller in white and yellow, the hybrid tune livery. He's all over the back of the Davanti car now. Oh dear, he's really going back. He's not a happy man, is he?
He's got a problem. Look at them, they're passing him all left, right and centre. That's Dalglish down the inside. Zelos must have a problem. The champ has a problem. He has gone back just in a straight line. Look how much faster they are. Maybe exit speed as he got wheel spin off the corners. Zelos is gone. Something is not right with that car. It's a very, very difficult one. He didn't even fight it.
No, big shame, and it's Bradley Gravitt who is now down behind him.
Yeah, and I did see Jack Davidson go in the pits just on that lap as well.
Okay, good spot. So Davidson fancied, remember, nearly took a hat-trick last time here and would have been fancied as a front runner in this one. So Zelos found is it levelled out for him now? The race leaders are getting away. Ronan Pearson, Jason Lockwood in 2nd place. Then it's Mitchell trying to close in on them, but those two have got away. 1.5 seconds clear. Here's there's Davidson going in.
Yeah, just one in the background, got cars all over the grass, but I did see that car, that pink car, just flew into the pits. Look at this for a move. Round the outside, if I'm Pearson, I'm thinking he's having me on the grass. To be fair to Zelos, he just stayed out the way. Look, he let him back on. It's as if he knows he's got a straight line speed. Lockwood just goes round the outside of him. Zelos brakes before it's done. What is going on with Zelos? We've never seen this from him.
No, but you know what? For Pearson, a driver his experience, he has experience, but not necessarily that much. He's weighed that situation up extremely well as Coates sticks a move there on the 32. So Max Coates making a little bit of ground further up.
That was Rue Clark. He's got him trying to get round the outside, isn't he? The reason I remember that number is because it's Gordon Shedden's number. So, yeah, and look at this now. He's got the overlap on him, and he's going to go around the outside, is he? For that place, let's see where they end up, and look at that, Max Coates gets the job done on Rue Clark. Yeah,
up into 8th place, so Rue down into 9th, and Coates will be looking to creep up. It is all about consistent point scoring. Drop scores are allowed as well. Clark's having a go back, will go back on the inside, grabs a bit of curve. The Primex car near his camera of Max Coates still working hard, giving each other room here as well, which is nice to see. The run down the what did I say?
If they get side by side through the chicane, I'll be well impressed, because I don't think they've been single file yet. Max has gone, do you know what, mate, I'll let you have a breather on that one.
I've had a big problem this weekend already in race 1, puncture and toured around at the back, got the car home as every does. A lot of drivers would just after that go in the pits and pack up, but Max says no, get the new tyre and get out. Fastest lap Weller in 4th place at the moment. So does this mean that those guys can catch up? Weller and Mitchell trying to catch the race leaders. It's levelled out for Zelos now, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it has. Look at Bradley Gravitt, who would have never been battling with Zelos. No disrespect, he's having a great start to the season, is Bradley, in the Liquid Molly car. But look, the Davanti car of Zelos, all he's relying on is his mid-corner speed in the high-speed corners to get away from people. He doesn't have traction, he's not got the power. There could be some kind of fault with the engine, we don't know. We'll have to find out.
You know what though, he's sticking at it and he's thinking points here.
Yeah, he has to. It's, you know, points mean prizes at the end of the day. And look at this at the back here. That's Keenan Donal, isn't it? Dolan behind these guys.
Keenan, yeah, and Jamie Osborne in the mix as well, taking the rookie win in race 2. Second position in the rookies in race 1, so a good debut weekend for Jamie Osborne.
Yeah, I'll tell you what is ominous is the fastest lap by... Oh, has it changed now? I think it is actually Sam Weller. It was Sam Weller, now it's gone to Mitchell. Jack Mitchell gets the fastest lap, so that'll keep changing and dropping. So they're showing their intent, aren't they? Obviously they've had a bit of running so they can change the car. It's a bit warmer from this morning, so the cars will be changed setup-wise just a bit. We were talking about the new tyre from Goodyear. It's a harder sidewall now, it's the same compound, but the cars are a lot faster, but the teams have had to re-engineer how they put the setup on the car. It's got to be softer to take that harder sidewall through the damping and the suspension of the car, and a lot of them are saying the cars are easier to drive, but it's difficult to get them turned in.
We're certainly seeing some different people at the front end of things. Now here comes Coates again, has a look, beg your pardon, Bradley Gravitt down the inside. Yep, it was Zelos just now. Coates is at the back of those 4, and Rue Clark holding on to him quite well, so Rue Clark's got to now try and deal with Dan Zelos as well. Side by side, Keenan Dole and Jamie Osborne. I think possibly had a battle in the last race as well. It would be about right, because think about it, outside the top 6 you're starting with the guys that you were effectively racing with in the previous event. Oh, the contact there, treble 7 car knocks Jamie Osborne, and he will try and come back from that, but Ethan Hamilton gets into him as well. Good. That's going to tyres, that's going to be a safety car, so that's going to close things up at the front. Ronan Pearson could have done without that. Hamilton's car's broken as well in blue there. There is Ethan. Big shame. Yeah, that was a shame, that, because that all started from, I don't know if there was contact between the two, between Jamie coming into the chicane and Dole, because it just looked like they kind of like were trying to get out of each other's way. So I don't know if Keenan Dole, on the way into the chicane, as the safety car is deployed. Oh, a car straight over. Is that Dan Zelos? I could be wrong, but that looked like Dan Zelos. No, it's not. It's Don Wheatley. Don Wheatley. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've just seen the orange. The orange and black flash. Nice design on that one. Des Wheatley was showing us the various designs for it, wasn't he? The thought design process by the guy that did the logos on Friday. So Don Wheatley in his debut, moving up to the JCW class of the Quave Championship. Safety car coming out. Massive shame for Jamie Osborne, the 18-year-old from Rotherham. Jack Davidson will be let go, and he actually had the fastest lap momentarily before closing up. Now they've all got the light. In theory, these guys should be able to see the safety car lights on the display in the car. Yeah, so if you can see the little white boxes on the grass. It's no good you pointing, Paul. The viewers can't see them. They can't see you pointing, but you're pointing for me, I know. Sorry. There's little white boxes on the grass, and that replicates the zones that the actual LEDs will flash in the car. If there's a green zone, if there's a yellow zone, all that kind of stuff. So, safety car. This is Jack Davidson, who we've seen go in the pits. He's assumed, has he, that he can... He's assumed that he can unlap himself. There you go. He's been waved by now. But I tell you what, it was a good... I think the move was on. If that's Scott Stringfellow driving the car, he needs to turn in a bit earlier. Defend. Now, Ronan Pearson's going to be unhappy, isn't he? But he's got fastest lap, Ronan Pearson. So, as well as having that lead that they built, he's got the fastest lap, which is good. Jamie Osborne's car. Yeah, OK. Let's have a look at what happened here. Right, do they make contact, or did they just move out of each other's way? Right, didn't think there was contact. Perfect. So that's Jamie Osborne going onto the grass because he thought Dole was going to hit him. Yep. Then looks like he's trying to get out of the way by staying left because he's so slow out the chicane. Ethan Hamilton bangs wheels with him, so there's no contact there. That was just that was actually Jamie Osborne just panicking. So now he slows. Looks like he's trying to come in the pits or get out of the way. He hits the wheel front left, punches his own car, but Ethan Hamilton has track rod
damage. Look, so Ethan now is just driving to the right-hand side because he has no steering. That was a real shame, that was. I can't see... That's Lewis Brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Ethan. So they're good friends, actually, and they've had a terrible...
They're both laughing and joking despite having a rotten end to the weekend.
Just about shows you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don Wheatley as well, that's took a lot of grass on board. Such a shame, because I know for a fact that, and you do, that these kids don't have millions of pounds to go racing.
No, they don't. Yeah, it's a big dent in the budget, isn't it? And they'll all come back, they'll all try and work away with their supporters. Keenan Dole.
Oh,
we have that as a problem as well.
So
wobbling around because of the curbs, obviously, but
so Keenan was the other car involved with. Oh, look at the steam. Oh no, it's not. It's the reflection. Sorry, I thought that might have been steam. He's obviously got some problem. But the reason you've seen his car squirming under braking is because he had too much rear bias on the brakes. So the rear brakes have locked up, and that's made the car just get nervous on the brakes, like pulling a handbrake on your road car, which you would never do, obviously. But in the racing, they've obviously had a bit of a nightmare and a bit of a recovery going on for Jamie Osborne's car. But you can see the front left's punched on that because he drove into the side of Ethan Hamilton by accident, which is such a shame to see that, because as I say, I know how hard it is, one, to go racing and get your corporate partners involved, and then to have damage like that, unfortunately, is a problem. But it did look like he was either trying to get out of the way or go into the pit lane for some reason. But yeah, that right front, that'll be trap rod end, wishbone will be pulled out, and sometimes the subframes get damaged. So I think we're going to have a look at the start by Jason Lockwood, and look at that throttle foot. He's trying to boost the turbo up. Oh, he was very low on the revs there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then that's why he struggled initially. Ronan Pearson on his right-hand side, they run down. He tries to go round the outside. You can really noisy wastegate, the turbo pressure being released by the wastegate. So the side, oh, big bang on the Mickey Mouse mirror on the right-hand side. Still full throttle. It was a big bang, that wasn't it? Keeps it absolutely pinned. Dan Zelos, quite slow. Stays left. Jason Lockwood on the brakes again, trying to stay ahead of Ronan. Ronan has already got the job done. Fair play to Lockwood, because Ronan was coming along the inside of him. He opened his steering so he didn't clip him and send him. So he still thinks he's got this second place done. Tries to defend, gets the defending done. Zelos in front, tries to get the throttle on. They're all good, they're all good. Ronan is now making him defend. He comes back to the left to get the best line through Coppice. Look at that, bit of oversteer on turning, full throttle, not a problem. Pulling up now for fifth gear, in the toe. Look at the toe. Zelos's car doesn't look that fast. The toe is not that much. Now he's blocked in, has to come over to the left. Now he's making him defend down into third gear. That's very slow. That's backed everyone up. Hard on the throttle, but really, really slow exit for both of them. And I think this is when we see Ronan trying to get round the outside of everybody. But look at this now, the speed of Zelos's car just doesn't look right, because he's in and out the throttle. Jason is. Look at that, round the outside. He comes from absolutely nowhere. Ronan, the move of the century, round the outside, keeps it back on track. He's already in front of Zelos. Zelos has got a straight line speed problem because the champ does not do that. That was an amazing onboard, brilliant.
And I was starting to say earlier on, Ronan Pearson knew what his car was capable of and had weighed up what was going on in front of him.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. Exactly that. It was brilliant. Great move, one of the best.
Safety car lights are out and we're getting ready. The gap has come down, but let's see what Pearson can do. Can he get away? Looks like a good enough restart to me. Mitchell's all over the back of Lockwood now. That'll keep him busy. It'll give Pearson maybe a chance to get away with 5 minutes just over on the clock. We're racing again here at Donington Park. A little bit of a swish there from Weller. Having a look at the inside run. He's got Dalglish behind him. Gravett in 6th. Zelos in 7th at the moment. Rue Clark in 8th. But Pearson's got away with that.
Oh, Pearson. So we were saying about his restart could be a disaster because he had such a gap. He's actually ended up with a bigger gap than he started with before the safety car come out. So great stuff. Lockwood didn't have the tyres up to temperature. He's not switched them on. He got left at the end of the lap, and now he's having to defend from them 10,000 cars behind him. Sam Weller, for me, is the fastest man on track, and he needs to defend from him, or Ronan is going to get a real workout a bit later on in this race.
Yeah, it could be. If the three of these squabble heavily, it could allow Ronan to get away in this reverse grid race, but he is there. Lockwood in second place. Mitchell is third. Again, really good, consistent points. If Mitchell finishes on the podium once again, he won't be unhappy with his first weekend.
Dan Zelos there, I was just pointing to the screen, sorry Richard. Him and Gravit having a real battle there, but Zelos again, he just cannot deal with anyone in a straight line, as we see there. That is Denning, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done well. Alex Denning's come through from the back, hasn't he?
Where's he come from? He didn't have a wheel about 4 hours ago.
He's very quick. He's Alex Denning. So it's Pearson leading Lockwood. Problem for James Griffith, the Lawrence Davey prepared car, having a little bit of an issue. I think the oldest guy in the race will be running in the directors category. You see the little letters at the side of the names on our results tower. The D stands for director, the older drivers category. So Pearson 1.8 seconds clear. Lockwood has got his mirrors full of Mitchell. Mitchell in turn has got Weller right with him as well. A little bit of a gap back from those three, and Weller is sizing them up at the moment and about to have a go. Weller
has so much front end in that car. He can put that car anywhere he wants. He has got so much front end and so much grip. Weller in the black car with the yellow bits on it. Look at him. Number 11 takes the apex, runs good speed through. He really is now starting to give Mitchell a workout, and he's now trying to plot his attack, because he knows that to attack and get past these guys, it's going to involve Lockwood, and Lockwood needs to back up on Mitchell. And look at Sam Weller, he just wants to get past. He's so much faster than the two in front as they come down to the chicane.
Pearson's checked out, he's away here. I think he will be happy with this performance. Remember, I think, was this the circuit he had the fire at before? And now here we go. Lockwood is having a go. Weller right the way around the outside. 3 wide as they come down the straight here. And it's Weller on the outside. Mitchell's the meat in the sandwich. And they've got another car coming up to join it in as well. Here we go into Redgate. That was Brad Gravett. Great move from him. A little bit of contact from Mitchell. Weller goes wide, but it's still Lockwood out front as the 3 cars behind all squabble over position. Lockwood still P2. This is for the last 2 steps on the podium, and Weller, who we thought was going to be at the head of this, finds himself now actually a car further down.
Wow, well, the fly in the ointment there was Lockwood, and Lockwood just backed them all up at the right time. And I'll be honest, it wasn't Lockwood who was the fly in the ointment, it was Bradley Gravett.
What a move.
What a move from him. That was unbelievable. But Sam Weller just wants the points, but Sam Weller knows he has the fastest car out of this group, and what is he going to do about it? Because look now, Lockwood is just backing everybody up as Zelos is defending as well in the Vanti tyres car. Denning's right up there in the green and pink car.
Denning's come through from the back. Sorry to cut across, but he's come from the back and he's leading rookie now.
Unbelievable stuff from Denning, that is. He's just having to defend from maybe Max Coates, I can see.
Yeah, lock up from Bradley Gravett. He's going to lose out to Jack Mitchell as well. Right to the curb. Here comes Weller. He's going to have more momentum there for sure. Gravett having a good game of this one. And we've got Dalgleish in the mix as well. Fantastic stuff. Lockwood clear. Dalgleish makes up the position. Now Zelos is having a go. Never mind the car. I'm going to have a go anyway. Gravett's in the mix as well. Weller side by side with Bradley Gravett and Alex Denning watching. Max Coates is joining them as well.
Oh, Sam Weller knows that grass so well on the exit of Redgate. He's had to just back out again. He should be leading this group, and he finds himself right in the middle and towards the back of it. Kenny Dalgleish on the apex there, flat out slide tackles across the apex. Brilliant stuff from Dalgleish. Go on, captain. Look at that.
But how has Zelos got himself back into this?
Oh, I don't know. Look at Bradley Gravett. He's in there as well. He's right in there. Well down the inside of Gravett. Bang, contact. Yes, gets rid of him. Look at that. Max Coates now. Someone gets rid of a bit of bodywork. Gravett's going to lose out to Max Coates in the 71. Gets back in. Denning down the inside. Touch on the side of him. Everyone's involved. Hybrid tune cars all over the shop.
Yeah, Joe Tanner in the mix there as well, which is good to see. So Joe Tanner is putting the bad side of the weekend behind him. We've got 1 more lap to go. Pearson still with the fastest lap and the lead. 4 seconds for Ronan Pearson. Joe Tanner, as I said, has gone skywards, hasn't he, in this one? Really come through the field. Denning gets it all out of shape. And now, the problem there, Paul.
Yeah,
Rue Clark's car.
Rue Clark hit the curb, and there's a hybrid tune car in the background. That's in the gravel, and look at that. That is a special move. Weller gets the job done, doesn't he, on Zelos? But Rue Clark was the car, the Arnold Clark car, hit the curb side by side. Denning, who didn't have a front left wheel on it the last time we looked at it in the other race, is trying to get down the inside, isn't he, of Jerry? That's a mega move.
Yeah, so Denning makes up another place. Still Pearson out front. We're on the last lap, I remind you. 4 seconds clear. He's the race leader. Plenty going on right behind, but this is going to be Ronan Pearson's moment. He's going to be absolutely made up, the 20-year-old from just down the road from the Knock Hill circuit, as Weller has a very good look there at Dalgleish for 4th position. This is all about fourth. This great big long, big train of cars all hacking it out, and it's Mitchell ahead of them in third place, Lockwood in second, Pearson the race leader. Watch Bradley Gravitt coming back into the mix as well, but the leaders are heading down the straight and into the chicane towards the checkered flag, and it's going to be Ronan Pearson that's going to take the win, and this justifies the move to the Accelerate team. Pearson takes the checkered flag and grabs the win. Jason Lockwood is second. Third place goes to Jack Mitchell, rounding out a very good weekend for him, and that fourth place is hard fought, but goes the way of Robbie Dalglish. And do you know what? The timing screen lit up as all those cars went across the line in very close proximity indeed.
Wow, the graphics tower just nearly fell over with all the checkers that come across straight away. Unbelievable race. Ronan Pearson, the winner. What an absolutely epic drive from the 66. That was great, and the Accelerate move has obviously come off for him, and I tell you what, there's nobody that works harder than that boy and his dad and his mum. Well done, my man.
William Walk team, back driver, put their faith in him. They'll be absolutely delighted. That was very well driven by Ronan.
Just like a proper veterans drive. Absolutely, mate. Look, that tells the story. The crowd loved that.
I'll echo what I said earlier in the race. If you didn't pick up on that, that was a reverse grid race, but ignore that. All of the top six are in the reverse, perfectly capable of taking the win.
They can win any day of the week.
Yeah.
It was just how he did it. It's amazing. So this is the start of the last lap. This would have been Rue Clark. He locks up. He bounces across the gravel. Oh, and then a window goes. Did somebody throw something at someone there? Because it looked like Rue Clark run over it and someone else got a smashed windscreen.
Jerry Ratz came through. That was his. And the seventh car came through to the back for 11th place.
What was going on? Maybe the gravel smashed the window of one of the cars. It was unbelievable. But Ronan Pearson, honest to God, mate, I know how hard you've worked, and he's put in his fitness, he's been running, he's been cycling. He really now has, you know, got to the point where he knows he's going to be in with the championship shout.
He's fourth in the points coming into that race, and it's only going to get better, isn't it? He may have equalled or possibly passed Jack Mitchell. And there's the little
LEDs.
indicator, the black and white, that's the checkered indicator there that comes up so the drivers can see what's happening. And there's more, apparently there's more software and everything to come on those, so it's a useful thing for us to see, to understand how the drivers are managing their drives and how race control are managing them.
I think the great thing is, for me, is we knew how good that race was from the shots we got of the crowd. And look at this. You do see a lot of clapping at the end of races, but it's kind of let's just clap the people. That was heartfelt. That was a great race. Brilliant race.
Excellent first weekend for the Quaife Mini Challenge, and the winner of race 3 is Ronan Pearson from Jason Lockwood and Jack Mitchell, then Robbie Dalglish. Sam Weller in 5th. Dan Zelos really worked hard for that 6th position. He didn't seem to have the car under him in the early stages, but he finishes ahead of Bradley Gravitt, who was up on a potential podium at one stage too. Max Coates in 8th, Joe Tanner from the back in 9th place, ahead of Alex Denning, another recovering driver. So good stuff from Joe and Alex to get up into a very strong points With the winners in just a few moments' time.